There are moments in life when the air feels different, when even in your ordinary days, something within whispers that change is near. This is not a coincidence, nor a random stirring of emotion. It is the subtle language of life preparing you for transformation. When the divine is about to shift your path, you will not always see the full picture, but you will feel the weight of an unseen hand guiding you. When you begin to feel discomfort in the very places that once felt like home, it is a sign worth paying close attention to. This is not the discomfort that comes from inconvenience or temporary frustration. It is a deeper unease, a quiet but persistent sense that something no longer fits. The conversations you once enjoyed seem repetitive, as if the words have lost their weight. The activities that used to bring you excitement now feel hollow, almost like echoes of a joy you can no longer fully reach. You may still smile, still show up, still play the part, but somewhere deep inside, you know you are wearing clothes that no longer fit your soul. This feeling is not a sign that something has gone wrong. In truth, it is a sign that something is going right. Growth is not always loud or obvious. Often, it begins with this subtle separation between who you used to be and who you are becoming. The life you have been living, the routines, the people, the patterns was built for the person you were before. But now, quietly, without announcing it to the world, you are transforming, and the space you inhabit no longer matches the shape of your being. When this happens, the natural human instinct is to try to fix the environment. You might attempt to change the people around you, rearrange your schedule, or add something new to your routine to make it feel fresh again. But often, no matter what you do, the unease remains. This is because the problem is not that your surroundings are broken, it's that they have completed their purpose. They were a chapter in your story, and now the page is turning. It can be frightening to realize that a place or a community that once nourished you no longer does. There may be guilt in stepping away from people who once mattered deeply. There may be resistance because you fear what lies beyond the comfort of the familiar. But understand this: life never removes without replacing, and what you are feeling is not rejection from the life you know, but invitation into the life you are meant to step into. Growth will always create friction with comfort. You cannot remain in the same space, surrounded by the same influences, and expect to become someone new. The unease you feel is a compass, pointing you toward uncharted territory. And even though it may feel like loss, it is actually proof that you are still alive, still evolving, still in motion. The seed cannot stay within the soil forever. Eventually, it must break the surface, leaving behind the dark safety it once called home. If you ignore this discomfort, you risk shrinking yourself to fit back into spaces you have outgrown. You might find temporary peace in convincing yourself that this is enough, but deep down, the quiet ache will remain. It will whisper to you in moments of stillness, reminding you that there is more. If you listen, really listen, you will see that this is not just restlessness, it is preparation. It is the signal that the life you prayed for, the one you may not even fully see yet, is close. But it requires you to loosen your grip on what has been, so that your hands are free to receive what is coming. And if you choose courage over comfort, you will realize that the very discomfort you feared was not an ending, but the first step into a life that will demand the best of you and in return, give you more than you could ever imagine. There comes a moment when doors begin to close, and no matter how hard you knock, they do not open again. It may start small. A project you were certain would succeed suddenly falls apart. A job opportunity slips through your fingers. A relationship you thought would last begins to fade. At first you may feel frustration, even betrayal. You question why everything you once relied on seems to be breaking down all at once. But when you step back, you will see that this is not chaos without purpose. It is order disguised as loss. When something leaves your life, it is often because it no longer serves the path you are meant to walk. The things you lose may not be bad in themselves. In fact, they may have been good, beautiful, and meaningful in their time. But not every good thing is meant to go with you into your next chapter. Some blessings are meant only for a season, and clinging to them after their season has ended will turn them into burdens. Life has a way of protecting you from what you cannot yet see. Sometimes what feels like rejection is actually redirection. You may have been aiming for a door you thought led to happiness, but beyond it was something that would have drained you, distracted you, or kept you small. In the moment, it is hard to understand. We are wired to hold on, to fight for what we believe is ours. But when every effort fails, when the door will not open no matter how much you push, it is often because there is another one waiting, one you would never notice if this one remained open. This process is rarely comfortable. Losing something you once prayed for can feel like your faith is being tested. It can leave you feeling empty-handed, unsure of who you are without the roles, relationships, or achievements that once defined you. But in that emptiness lies possibility. When your hands are empty, they are ready to receive. When the ground beneath you feels bare, it is ready for something new to take root. Think of a tree in autumn. The leaves fall, and to an untrained eye, it may seem like the tree is dying. But in truth, it is preparing for renewal. It sheds what it no longer needs to survive the winter ahead. And when spring arrives, new growth appears, stronger and more vibrant than before. In the same way, the losses you face are not the end of your story. They are the clearing that makes space for your transformation. It takes trust to allow the closing of doors without forcing them back open. It takes patience to believe that the gaps left by loss will be filled with something better. But in the stillness after something leaves, if you listen closely, you will hear the faint sound of something new approaching. You may not know what it looks like yet, but its presence will become undeniable. Life will always move you toward alignment. Anything that cannot survive in the next version of your life will be removed. This is not punishment, it is preparation. If you can resist the urge to chase what is leaving, you will find yourself walking toward what is meant for you, and when you arrive, you will understand why the doors had to close. There are moments when life slows you down so drastically that it feels as though the world around you is still moving at full speed, but you are standing still. At first, this can feel like a setback, an unwelcome pause in the journey you thought you were supposed to be racing through. You might find yourself wondering why opportunities seem delayed, why plans seem to unravel, and why progress appears to halt. But in truth, this slowing down is not a punishment, it is an invitation. It is the space between what was and what will be, the quiet in which transformation begins to take shape. When something big is about to enter your life, it rarely arrives in the noise and rush of constant motion. Instead, it comes in the silence after the storm, in the breath you take between endings and beginnings. This slowing down forces you to listen not to the chatter of the outside world, but to the quiet wisdom inside you. In the stillness, you can hear the questions you have been avoiding, the feelings you have been burying, and the truths you have been too distracted to acknowledge. It is in these pauses that life begins to realign you. You may feel as though nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, foundations are being rebuilt. Just as a seed appears motionless beneath the soil before it sprouts, there is unseen growth happening within you during these seasons of stillness. Your values are being clarified, your vision is becoming sharper, and your strength is being quietly forged. What feels like stagnation is actually preparation. Many people run from this stage. They fill their days with noise, distractions, and busyness because they cannot bear the discomfort of waiting. But if you resist the urge to escape the stillness, you will discover its hidden treasures. You will notice patterns in your life that were once invisible. You will see where you have been pouring energy into things that do not matter. You will understand which relationships nourish you and which ones quietly drain your spirit. This slowdown also creates a rare clarity about timing. We often believe that achieving our dreams is only about effort, but it is equally about alignment. A fruit picked too early is sour, no matter how perfect it looked from the outside. In the same way, stepping into a blessing before you are ready, or before the world is ready, for you can cause more harm than good. The waiting refines you so that when your moment comes, you are not just capable of reaching it, but also of sustaining it. During this period, life may strip away the things that keep you moving without thinking: habits, commitments, even certain relationships. It can feel lonely, as though you are walking through a season no one else understands. But this solitude is not meant to isolate you forever. It is meant to reconnect you to yourself. When you are no longer constantly reacting to the world around you, you can start intentionally creating the world within you. The stillness also deepens your faith in yourself, in the process, and in the timing of life. It teaches you that rushing does not bring things faster. It only exhausts you before you arrive. You begin to trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by, even if it takes longer than you hoped. You start to understand that the universe does not operate on your schedule, but on the schedule that will serve your highest good. Eventually, the stillness will shift. A spark will appear, a new idea, a fresh opportunity, a connection you did not expect. The pace will begin to quicken again, but now you will move with intention rather than urgency. You will know what to say yes to, and just as importantly, what to say no to. And when the change you have been waiting for finally arrives, you will recognize it instantly, because you will have been prepared, shaped in the quiet, strengthened in the waiting, and ready to receive what is yours. Life's greatest transformations rarely come wrapped in noise and certainty. They arrive quietly, in moments that seem ordinary yet carry the weight of destiny. Every pause, every delay, every season of stillness is a chapter in the story of your becoming. You are not being left behind, you are being prepared, refined, and positioned for something far greater than what you can see right now. When the shift comes, you will realize it was never random. It was always perfectly timed, and you will step into it not as who you once were, but as who you were always meant to be.